Hello, good morning, and welcome to Tuesday's Beardy's Funny episode. Yay!
Good morning,
You look like a little old man, like sat like that.
little old man. Hello.
John, you've got very dark again all of a sudden.
No,
He's all right.
a lot on.
Looks fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's weird. When I put the mouse over you, it goes dark. I never noticed that.
Doesn't when I do it. Maybe it's because you're the boss.
Yeah, it's because I can move it around.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And how are we all this morning?
I'm still snipping and sneezing,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm all right.
Ah,
Yeah.
good. So, obviously, you're not going to be here the whole time, Gary, because you've got your face-to-face. So
I got
you're
face to
gonna
face. I'll be disappearing at just before 12 o'clock. So,
So you're going to go and pass all your germs on to the old guys.
older people and things like that.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Wipe out the Telford.
And I'm not actually building today because, as you know, I'm not taking part in the Beardy's Funnies because of face-to-face requirements. So I'm actually having a bit of an admin morning, and I'm working out how I'm going to tidy this bomb site, shall we call it, to give it a polite thing. I'm going to work out how to tidy this up. So
Cool. And how's our South Australian, well, Eastern Australian correspondence?
Fine.
I just wanted to say, John, McGuigan's red wine.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Well, is it though? It's just a blend.
It was very nice.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can get. I mean, yeah, the Barossa. Well, the Australian wines are pretty bloody good, actually.
Yeah.
I had a bottle in my hand earlier today, and I thought, no, I'll get some beers instead because they were really cheap. They were like $2.50 each, down from $5. I think they were near the use-by date too. I didn't get the Gamekeepers by St. Helens, which is one of my favourite ones. It used to be like 20 minutes up the road from me. I used to live in South Australia when I was a South Australian, but now I'm a New South Welshman. I'll always be a Victorian, which is what Australians call.
So you're New Heathen.
New Heathen. Well, yeah. It's funny because here, like Newcastle, Australia, all the locals call themselves Novocastrians, which is sort of odd because apparently they don't call themselves that in the old Newcastle back in old Blighty.
They call themselves Geordies.
Yeah. So it's all a bit weird.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Apart from that, fine, thanks.
Good. I see you and Gary are wearing matching coloured t-shirts again.
Yeah, and no pants. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No pants. What Tuesday we call it.
You'll be sinking over all sorts soon.
Oh. Oh, it's still April Fool's Day there for another hour. Is that correct?
Well, another 55 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And of course, it's Skiffin's birthday.
It is.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, James.
Happy birthday, James.
And we got no modders with us today because she's feeling poorly sick.
He's not very well, bless her.
No, she didn't sound 100%.
No,
Speaking of which, my lovely wife, I was just about to say dear departed, but that's wrong. She's just in the next room. I just left her a few minutes ago. But, yeah, she's come. I got up this morning this morning and walked out the lounge, and she's on the couch under a blanket. And I said, "Are you okay? Shouldn't you be at work?" I've lost my voice. Yeah, she's got a really bad throat infection and stuff like that. So she's, as the British people say, poorly. Hopefully she'll get better.
She's poorly sick.
Yeah, poorly sick.
She's crook.
Yeah.
She's crook.
Well, she is Australian, you know. She's either a crook or a jailer.
Yeah.
She's writing me and James a happy birthday message.
Oh, good on you. All right. So my build, I haven't done anything. Oh no, I have done one thing off camera. Quite a lot. Okay. So the two halves are where we left it last time. The two halves of the bull tank are together, so it's all pretty much as you see it. But what I had done during the Models for Heroes Sunday sesh was mute my microphone, get a Dremel out, and take off all the chevron. These are good to go now.
They look like rubber now.
Well, yeah, yeah. So it was just used, as I said, just Dremel sort of rotary sander, and then using the less sticks to knock it all back again so it's nice and smooth. Well, it's not 100%, but it looks like yeah, right. It looks more like rubber than it did before. So I'll be marking these up and getting ready to go with some stringy bits.
Nice.
I was going to paint this today, but I didn't. Things came up. I didn't get a chance to get down to Frontline to look for the paint that I want, because I've got red paint here, but I don't want just red. I'm thinking a Ferrari red, like a darker red. I don't know, but it's, there might be. I don't know.
You do red primer with gloss on it. That goes quite dark.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, but anyway, I'm not doing that today. I'll just be pottering with this and probably marking it up, drilling it. We'll see how it goes.
Or you could do leather red.
Leather red. Well,
yeah. Leo does a leather red.
Leather red. I think. Yeah, I think I've got that here. A whole red, chocolate brown.
Or you could do it cherry red.
Cavalry brown. Well, I think cherry red would be. Yeah, that's. I'm thinking of Ferrari red, like a darker shade of red, not a scarlet like this.
Yeah.
But we shall see. As I say, that won't be today.
Yeah. Cool.
Dark shade of pale.
Yeah.
What? As for me, if I can switch over. Oh, the poster's just arrived. I shall be putting static grass on here.
Ooh. Do you have a static grass applicator?
I do.
Yeah, it's looking excellent.
I do indeed. There you go. That's it so far, Gary.
That's very nice. I do like the effect you've got over the stern with the waves.
That?
Yes.
Yeah, that's with bits of cotton wool.
Yeah.
And then I've put
wispy effect of the water.
Yeah, it's cotton wool with bit of UV resin over the top of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very nice, sir. Very nice.
Thank you. But before I do that, I shall go through the chat. Not as much because there's only 9 people watching in a minute.
Oh.
Don't forget to.
Junior says, "Morning, Hagrid." Yeah, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, don't forget the 9 people, lube and subscribe.
Yeah. Scott says, "Good day, everyone." Hello, Scott.
Hello.
Tiff says, "Morning, all."
Morning,
morning, Miss Polly Sick. Junior says, "Good day, Scott." Morning, Tiff. Morning, Mikey. Hello, Julian. Dieter says, "Morning all, happy birthday to Mr. Skiffins, aka Uncle Skiffs. Happy April Fool's Day and all that."
Yeah, absolutely.
Dieter says, "As I already subscribed, adding to lube to that, and almost forgot my laptop has no tactile screen." Oh. Julian, oops, forgot to lube. Have oh God, that just sounds so wrong. That's not what you want to hear from the mind, is it? Is it? It's not what you want to hear from the doctor.
Well, no, but it's better than grabbing the deep heat instead. So there's that.
Black Hat says, "Happy April Fool's Day, everyone." Happy April Fool's Day, Black Hat.
April Fool's Day, yes.
Julian says, hi, Black Cat. Black Cat says, howdy, Julian. Oh, what's happening? And Julian says, nada. How about you? Julian says, morning, Mikey, Gary, evening, John. Hello. Plastic Alchemist is in. Nuno,
Yay!
hello. How are you doing, buddy? Julian says, sharing is caring. Gary, except for germs, I expect. Dieter says, careful with those words, Uncle Shelfie, or the squad may come over to look for those devices. Black Cat says, pants are overrated for modelling. Well, that's true. Dieter says, agree on that one. And how about a race, a blue ball with a slick black track, John, and add some flames to indicate direction? That'd be fun.
Nah, I'll go for cricket ball, I think. Nice suggestion, though.
Nigel says, morning, all from sunny Bladen on Tyne.
Good morning, Nigel.
Hello, Nigel. Tammy's in. She says, good. No, it's not Tammy, that's Tasha. Sorry. Says, crafting. Oh, friggin' no. She says, good morning, panel and chat. There we go.
Crafting budgie mum.
Yes. Martin says, I'll do. There we
I'll
go.
do.
At least that one's easy for me to get my smooth brain around. There we go. That's it, yeah. There you go. I got it. I got there in the end. I said Tasha in the end.
Eventually.
Smooth brain and lack of sleep.
Yes.
Right. Glue spreader. Ooh, actually, I need to think about what grass I want to use as well. What grass should we use? That's lichen. So we have Alex Johnson says, what? Alex Johnson says, good evening, everyone. Hello, Alex.
Good evening.
Black Hat says, Black Hat says, John, you need a figure holding the ashes urn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Well, you got plenty of figures the other day. Tasha says, I know about the lack of sleep. I'm surprised I can type. I know.
Yeah.
It's good if I don't have to type in this.
I've got the ashes here.
So we've got brown grass, green grass,
Sorry,
clawed.
I'm sorting out a thing for my daughter. This will take a sec.
Okay, so I say that's probably going to be summer grass. Autumn. That's so in between them.
Oh. Booger.
Booger?
I would say that. You're right, Gary.
Yes, yeah. I'm trying to fix one of these little desk stand things which has models for heroes on it.
Yeah.
The actual bit that rolls out should be attached to this, but it's come unstuck. So it's gone inside.
Some disassembly may be required then.
Yeah, but there's springs and all sorts in there, so this could
Guys, I'm going to have to step away for a moment. I won't be long. Just bear with.
Okay.
This is where we hear him get thwacked over the head with a frying pan.
This may go horribly wrong.
You never know. Right.
That's not a good screwdriver to
Don't need that today. Right. Where am I? Let's get some copious of glue.
Copious amounts of glue.
Yes, not for sniffing, I may add.
No. Don't condone
It's not that kind of glue.
Oh, come on.
So, how much trouble do we reckon John's in this time?
Well, Brom's not well, is she? So she might be.
So it'll be a very raspy trouble.
Be a very quiet bollocking.
Yeah.
Oh.
So what's everyone else up to today? I think I need to use the new ball. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use the new ball for that.
Yes, what's going on in
Chatland?
Beardy land?
Yeah. In the Beardyverse.
The Beardyverse, yeah. What wonderful things happening on this first day of April.
Sonic's finally woken up. He says, I don't sniff glue, I just like the way it smells. Hi.
My God.
Well,
Okay, I'm back.
how much trouble did you get in?
None. Daughter's. Well, I mentioned she was in an accident like a week and a half ago. Yeah, she got the news today. The car's written off. So, dealing with that. So she's trying to get onto insurance and everything else to get it all sorted. But she's forgotten the password. Do I have it? No, I don't.
Have you not written it down, daughter?
Probably not.
Oh, Dad, you're supposed to be able to do these things.
Yeah.
You're every little girl's hero. You should be able to.
John and his amazing knowledge of everyone's in the world's passwords.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No. That's a claim I will not make.
That's a minor success.
No, you will be kidnapped by the enemy.
Yeah.
Why would the new Musical Express one? Ah,
What have you found?
Huh?
this is not as easy as I thought.
Why does that not surprise me?
Well, it's quite a.
Boom, boom.
Right. So that should go.
I think I may have put a bit too much glue on here.
Oh, crud. Too much glue?
Yeah, a little bit too much. Not so
What is
worry.
going to happen here? I'm going to get this back together, and the poster thing is going to disappear back inside, and I'm going to have to take it apart again. Right, that's in. Oh, you beauty.
There you go. Oh, actually, I might put some dark grass in there because that made it look particularly lush last time.
Mm-hmm.
Look.
Put that up there.
Dieter says, that is unfortunate news, but still better than car. Better the car than your daughter. Yeah.
Oh, exactly right.
Yeah, you wouldn't get that insured.
Oh,
Sorry, did I say that out loud? What I meant was
no.
the insurance wouldn't cover the value of your daughter, is what I mean.
No, you're right. No, I'm laughing at this comment that's on the screen.
Right. And it turns out that PW is to be John 2025. There we go. Julian, sorry, all phone call and doctor, so I had to mute short version diabetic nurse who said from the readings I emailed her in the normal range for blood sugar, so to stop the readings. There we go. Julian says, hi Nigel, Martin, crafting budget mama. Julian said, morning Sonic. Tiff says, hello to all I missed. Sorry I can't be on stream today. As Mikey says, I'm poorly sick. Hopefully should be good to do my live tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tasha, hi Julian. And Julian says, hope you feel better soon. There we go. Right. So now we've got the glue on. I'm going to put that nail in about there because that's roughly where the flagpole is going to be. Oop. Helps if I get it in straight. There you go. Got glue all on my hands.
I have fixed the thing.
What?
Done. You get a gold star.
I do. Well, I think the
A few seconds.
there's somebody at the door.
Oh, that's right. Kay's getting it, I think. Yeah.
Would it interest you in 8,000 copies of the Encyclopedia Britannica? Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Childs, I fixed it. I fixed it-ish.
It's the contractor come to fix the cupboard door.
Well, I've got
because
here on
council they're responsible for it because they put the bloody thing in.
it's there.
They put the cheap crap in. Yep. Whoa, hang on. What have I missed here?
What? Hey, what? Who? What? Nothing.
Says, hope you feel better soon. Dieter says, Mikey, you kind of rear-ended John now. How's that? No shame. How's that no shame?
Well,
What?
I didn't feel a thing, so maybe you did. I don't know.
Is that because you
Did I at least remember the lube?
Well, just, I don't know. That comment came from behind.
Yeah. Julian says, Tiffany. Tiff says, thanks, Julian. Julian says, laugh at loud, Hagrid. Now you're dragging the tone down too. Gives me and Sonic a day off, I suppose. Nigel says, hi, Julian. Get well soon, Tiff. Dieter, take good care of yourself now, Anti-Modmint, or be pampered some more. You are too tough to let anything get to you.
2
Dieter
cans of Iron Brew and she'll be all right.
Yeah. Dieter says, and yes, Jules, and I got you and Sonic covered henceforth. Dieter, and we'll keep it above the decency bar on all the same. Hi.
Really?
Sonic says, lube and subscribe. And Nigel says, brace yourselves, guys. I'm about to get out my enormous chopper. 135 Walker. Wow.
A 135th Walker. Bloody
That
hell.
is big.
I've got the 172nd Walker, and that's big.
So what do you mean Walker?
Yeah, have I got options?
Chinook.
Oh, so it's okay. That's what you call it over there, is it?
Yeah, because it's a waka 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 waka.
No, I figured that much. I just we would call it a chook here.
Static.
Famous for its blade slap.
Yes.
And in 20 odd years of being an Air Force wife, the only aircraft in the Royal Air Force's inventory that my wife could recognise.
Right. Come on, I'm going to need lots and lots of grass for this one, I think.
Ooh, John, do you know what went on my perfect draft machine last night?
Perfect
Doom
draft. Oh no, do tell.
It wasn't Doom Bar. They don't do that for the perfect draft yet. It was Proper Job.
Oh,
I have a keg of Proper Job on the machine.
lovely.
I shall be partaking of one of those later on when I get back from face-to-face session.
Well, that reminds me, I've got some beer in the fridge. I should go and get some.
I've got some beer in the fridge for tomorrow night. No, for Thursday night.
I was going to say, when you and Waitrose get hammered live on air.
Yes, when we get a little bit silly. I think that should be enough for the dark.
I am expecting an email about my new car.
A bit of medium.
Boom. Boom.
Where's the lid gone? There it is.
I've just looked at the Airfix prize release.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's quite good, actually.
It is, isn't it? Julie said us three should do one each as
No, I can't. Please stop it.
Hang on, you're talking about the 3D print UFO?
Yeah.
And it's free.
Yeah. So it'd be funny, wouldn't it? I mean, it'd only take us a couple of hours to do.
Nice one, Airfix. Nice one. Yeah. Nice one, Dale.
You get.
I've got to get the required kit for the next 3 veterans build.
Oh yeah.
I've still got to purchase that. I've got to purchase a kit for
That's
the
gonna be
build we talked about yesterday on the members stream.
We're not that far off, actually, are we? The next 3 veterans one.
I haven't got it yet.
And you got to do the interior of the Krankenpanzer yet. Let's catch up for Thursday. I think that should be a nice shade of green.
I'm going to try and crack that out tomorrow.
Yeah. Right.
If the river don't rise.
Yeah. Right. I hate doing this.
Then the Tin Lizzie.
I mean, I genuinely dislike doing this.
I don't think I'm going to be around much on Saturday because we got workmen in doing the fence.
Yeah.
And the dog will go absolutely loopy.
Yeah.
Hey, that's Saturday. Today's Jews tag.
It is.
And Saturday is the day of the worst horse race in the world.
Is that the one your horse is?
The one I detest because I think it's horrible.
Oh, Grand National.
Yeah, I won't even watch it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing my
Horses
sister and I
were absolutely
disagree on.
harmed in the making of that show.
Say again?
Horses were absolutely harmed in the making of that show.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's not a steeplechase, is it? It's just
No, it's
standard track
just,
racing. Yeah?
they're just ridiculously high fences.
Yeah. That result in ridiculously lost horses.
And there's a ridiculously long race as well.
Oh, I hate doing this. There you go. There you go. Discharging the electric from it. Yeah. Right.
Right, so what am I going to do? What am I going to do about that?
Dieter says, Nigel, be quiet. Arnie is running to your chopper. Black
They
Hat
do the
says,
chopper.
Sonic says, whip it out, and the helicopter Nigel. Julian says, thankfully, Hagrid, the decency bar is usually so low, an ant would have trouble doing a limbo under it. So keeping the standard above it won't be too much trouble. Dieter, my parents still have a perfect draft, so brought 2 Belgian kegs, quack and triple cameliettes. Cameliettes. Nigel says, I was afraid Arnie, I'll be back, would be back. There we go. Dieter, true, Julian, the problem is keeping it from dropping. Peter, I asked my club members with a printer to get me a few and have all the girls come over and build one as a hobby-themed play date. Well, that'd be fun. Julian, given Hagrid's comments about rear-ending John, I'm not sure Gary saying Mikey will be hammered on Waitrose live stream was the best comment ever. Alan says, hi all, I tried to watch yesterday too, but I was locked out. Yeah, yesterday was a members only one. We don't normally do it on a normal stream day. But I had to do one by the end of the month, and yesterday was the last day of the month. Normal service is now resumed. Black Hat says, oh, whilst I remember, Mr. Marley, the package arrived safe and sound. Thank you very much.
Oh, lovely. Wonderful. Undamaged, I hope.
Tiff says, yesterday was a members only stream, Alan. Yeah. Alan says, Grand National, how many horses are they going to delete this time, I wonder? It's a disgrace and should be banned. Yeah.
Yeah, I do follow horse racing, but I do not agree with the Grand National, I'm afraid.
So what type of horse? It's not just like a sprint, is it? Just a
no,
run?
it's about 4 miles long, and it's about I don't know how many fences there are. In excess of 30 fences, and there's some quite high fences in there.
As in jumping?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because that's banned in Australia now.
And you tend to notice towards the end of the race, the horses are more or less going through the fences rather than over them.
Right.
Because they're so tired. And then they get eliminated behind curtains.
Yeah, it's not unusual for horses to be lost in the Grand National.
That's no good.
Which is such a shame because racehorses in the UK are so well looked after. But
yeah, and they're so bloody expensive.
But that race is just it's not for me.
It's cruel. Racing in general is good for horses, but that race isn't.
2 seconds.
Stand by, caller.
Right, now to make up another pot. So we started with light green. Ian says, hi all, Alan. You didn't miss anything yesterday. Dieter says, yes, I'm invincible. I outdid Gary's comments. Ian says, what is Tiff's channel theme tomorrow? Get well soon, Chuck. Who knows? Sonic says, I'm guessing a bunch of horses died the last one then. If so, then they should make it safer for them or just ban it altogether. Cruel as yeah. Alan says, Sonic, yep, 3 died in that one, I think, last year. 1 was shot in front of all the spectators. It's barbaric. Yeah. Duke says, good day, all you beautiful people. Hello, Dukey. And someone says, disgusting, Alan, it breaks my heart. Yeah. I mean, there is a good reason why they have to put them to sleep, but they shouldn't be put in a position where they have to put them to sleep. If that makes sense. They do it because horses are the only animal other than humans and dolphins that will actually self-delete if they're in too much pain. If that makes sense. They will assure their own demise. And unfortunately, horses need to be able to stand on 4 legs, so if they break one, they're buggered. Duke says, John, I received a parcel from SMS today.
Wonderful. Happy with it? It looked, yeah. How many items?
Yeah. Blackout says, hi, Duke, and thank you for noticing how damn handsome I am. Bet looking Marley says, hi, modelers, how are we all? Hello, Paul.
Very good. Good looking Marley.
Cheers.
Adita says, animals should be left to live a normal life. Well, this is the thing. I mean, a normal race is normal for horses because they do run in herds anyway. Or whatever you call them. And they do, race each other and things. It's part of their fun. But it's the whole forcing them to jump over fences for miles and miles that's the problem. And the fact that, they're not really designed to jump over such high fences. They can do it, it doesn't mean they're designed for it. And if they land badly, they're buggered. Tiff says, Ian, just the same as normal. I have a book nook to build, though. Just general chit-chat with open panel. And Ian says, ooh, a book nook.
Yes.
There we go.
Right, I've got to go and sort some stuff out for this garden project, so I'm going to have to leave even earlier than I thought, Mikey. I do apologise.
That's all right, buddy.
I will see you. Well, I'll see people on Thursday for the Crank and Panther bargain, but I'll see you two guys sometime tomorrow. Who knows?
Sure.
Take it easy. Have a good rest of the day.
There we go. So you're stuck with us two now?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Joe says, good morning all, can't stay long. We'll be cleaning my mess up from all the winds from yesterday's storms. Helping out the older neighbours, but all safe and good. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, mate.
Yes.
Dieter says, thanks for letting us know, Joe. Glad you're okay. Oh. Ian says, great to hear, Joe. Dieter says, Bucky Nookie. Dieter also says, Boogie Nuggy, or Boggy Nacky, or Boggy Necky. There we go. And I think Dieter's had a stroke. It's a little bit dark. I need to put some more green. A bit more green in there. I should just about do it, I think. Right. Put them over there, out the road. Right. Martin says, horses are a commodity which is used to produce wealth, often for the already wealthy. It's the same, but in a smaller scale with greyhound racing. Both sports exploit the natural tendency to run. Exactly. Ooh, coffee.
Greyhound racing was banned here in New South Wales for a while due to there's lots of videos of owners mistreating their dogs and stuff like that. So they literally banned it. It was brought back with protests and basically statements to Parliament and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it happened again. They're looking at banning it again now because it's the same people doing the same stuff.
Yeah. Horrible, cruel people.
Can be.
The problem isn't the sport; it's the people involved with it. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, I'm an animal owner. Are you? Are you?
Yeah. Maybe an owner, but you're not a lover. Mr. Lover. Mr. Bombastic. Sonic says, not to mention using them for fox hunting, another disgusting blood sport. Do you know what? That still happens here. Normal fox hunting. Even though it's illegal. They did it here the other week. I think it was the other week. Yeah, the other week. And they blocked off an entire road. And they nearly caused an accident. Because they ended up chasing it onto the dual carriageway. So they ended up with all the bloody horse and the dogs going up the dual carriageway. 70-mile-an-hour road.
That doesn't sound good.
Nope. And the police don't do anything about it because the chief constable is part of the hunt.
Of course he is.
Yes. Dieter says, no stroke. Our office is next to the kitchen, and on Tuesday it's pretty much a hen house around here. So brain short circuits for 30 minutes. Duke says, lots of paint, some for cars, some RFS brown and green, some painting clips. Funnily enough, I just bought a pack of them from a shop in Ballarat. Some fine detailed brushes and some dry brushes. Nice.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
TBG says, hi everyone. Hello, TBG. Tiff says, Mikey, no singing. Just because I'm not behind the scenes doesn't mean I won't tell you off. Tim says, good morning, evening to our hosts. Hello, Jim. Tiff says, hey, TBG. Duke says, a couple of chrome pens. Deed says, Mikey's mouth goes bombastic. Brain goes, hey, no singing. 5 minutes later, the mouth goes, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Get some, ooh, there you go. Get some charge in it. Ooh, that might be a little bit too green. It always looks really weird when you first start putting grass down when you're doing static grass because it looks like a really green hedgehog. Or
green hedgehog. I've not done it. I want to. Well, certainly. Yeah, I don't have an applicator. I just wouldn't use it enough to make it a viable purchase.
Dude, it's like £10-15. They're not dear.
Well, the one I saw here is about $120 odd.
That's because it was being ripped off.
Yeah.
I think this one cost £15.
I'll have a look on places like Temu and whatnot.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Ooh, I've missed a bit with the glue. The spine. Ooh, discharged. Got a little bit too close to the nail there. Ooh. Shocking.
Yay.
Actually, that's not looking too bad. Once that's set, that should look okay, I think. Just put a little bit of glue on there. Of course, what you've got to be careful of is you don't touch the wire mesh until you've discharged it. Because that can get really shocking. I mean, it shouldn't be that shocking because it's just 2 AA batteries, so it's only 3 volts, but it's just enough to give you a kick. Dim. Right. Hopefully that'll cover it up. Oh, what if there's enough in there? God damn it. Start again. Sonic says, "Don't sing, just fart and hum." Oh dear. Jim says, "Hello to all usual suspects in chat." Tiff says, "Ew, Sonic," and Upchuck. Anybody got a scale model lawnmower for Mikey? Dieter says, "I have removed 3 ex-racing greyhounds and of them required normalization as they had not been socialized. They became over time beautiful animals with great personalities despite their past lives." Yeah, they don't get treated well. Oh, case winner.
All right. I'm going to try something new. Now, bear with. Just grab a thing.
Okay. We need more fart control here. Jim says, "The golf course is coming together. What par is the hole?" Don't know, mate. Dieter says, "Hey, Martin, I support Spanish Greyhound Refuge for that." Mikey says, "An airbrush and some paint will fix the grass colour." Yeah. Dieter says, "Not you, Tiff, especially not now. I don't have a brolly for a shield." Oh, good lord. Right. TVG says, "Careful, Mikey, your beard will stand on end." Dieter says, "Fun fact, a fellow model builder of mine has a rescue dog. He is very timid, but when Nia and I are in, his owner guy saw a remarkable transformation that he has had with nobody else." There we go. Black Hat says, "Lick the mesh, Mikey. Lick it." No. Dieter says he's very protective of Nia, and when I'm there, it acts like an eager puppy seeing his buddy appear. And rather a large dog, you can imagine what trauma he must have gone through. Yeah. June says, "Back now. District nurse took that time." Nuno says, "I've been tempted to get that ball tank for ages. Is it any good, John?" John?
All right, I'm back. I had to step away from Mo.
Yeah. Nuno said he's been tempted to get that ball tank for ages. Is it any good?
I like it a lot. Yeah, it's fun. I'm thinking I might need to get another one and do it properly at some point. Because I'm probably about to make a mess of it.
It's all part of the fun. Tiff says, "I used to have an ex-racing greyhound. He was the most loving boy in the world." Gina says, "Hi, Jim." Hobby says, "Hi, guys. Hello, Hobby time." TVG says, "Lucky you, Julian. The district nurse refused to see Mum." Gina says, "FF's sake, that yet another interruption. Be back in a second." Kieran says, "Morning, all." Good morning, Kieran. And Kieran says, "Mikey, Balau is the variant of the name of the bear friend of Mowgli in Baloo in Mowgli's Jungle Book." Yeah. We spell it with a double O instead of a O. Plastic Alchemist says, "Thank you. Think it might be time for me to get it then." There we go.
Yeah.
Why not? You could have a lot of fun. You could be like John and have fun. Oh, that's the wrong color.
It was fun.
We should all be a little bit more John.
Sorry, what?
We should all be a bit more John. Have fun.
It's not going to work.
Dropping bags here. Right. TBD says, "Hi Nuno and Hobby Time." Hobby Time says, "Hi James," and Nuno says, "Hi James." Tiff says, "Be more John. Build models backwards. No thanks." They're not going to let you live that down, are they?
No.
Can you blame them?
It's not working. No, not at all. No, I'd take the piss if nobody else did.
Exactly. Yay, there we go. There you go, and give it a dusting with that. That's fairly well matched now, to be fair.
What, the colour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's fairly well matched. It's looking good. I mean, it's a bit long, but who cares? It is what it is, what it is. Pop. There we go. Plastic Alchemist says, "It's been that long that I've been in the bench that my projects and stands are covered in dust. Time for some spring cleaning." Ooh, that's not like you, Nuno.
No.
Black Cat says, "Right, well, I have a small resin pour to do, so bye for now, chaps. See you later, Black Chap."
Oh, yeah, fun with that.
TBG says, "Well, John could build Italian tanks. They're used to going backwards." True. Sonic says, "Give poor John a break. Everything's upside down where he comes from, so it's normal for him."
Yeah.
Discharge. Yeah. That's closest to, I don't know. I think it's probably closest to that. There you go. Put that in there. So that's that done. And it's that simple. Wider brush might be advantageous. Oh god, it's all over me jumping now and it starts to itch.
Oh no.
Julian says, "It's a bit long, but who cares?" as the actress said to the bishop. Sonic says, "How's that Dr. Robotnik vehicle coming along, Mr. Marley?"
No, we'll see. Today's sort of adjacent to modelling, I guess. Like, just literally, I think just marking out and then drilling holes. So far, so good. Actually, I've got a couple down now, so I might as well do a couple of stitches and do a bit of a test.
Yeah. There we go. Ooh, I've actually ended up with quite a bit left over. Certainly more than I thought. Nigel says it's sodding enormous, 50 centimeter fuselage length. Wow, that is a big helicopter. And Tiff says, bloody hell. Yeah, that's a big chopper. It's almost the world's longest chopper. Sorry, hang on, I'll switch that noise off now.
Mm-hmm. That's fine, it's not too annoying. Sounds industrious. So, it's all gone very quiet.
Yeah, I've just switched my microphone off to do this because of the noise.
Yeah. Well, because we've got dead air, we might go for. Oh, no. Go for a bit of tunes? What does the audience say?
I think people were finding it a little bit annoying, to be honest.
Yeah.
But so it's people. Yeah. Sonic says 50-foot model, Mikey. Does that even exist? Yes, it does. There's one that's hundreds of kilometers, mate. And it's in, I think it's Belgium.
Remind me what that one is again?
It's the scale model of the solar system, isn't it?
Oh, that's right, yeah. It was in a quiz.
Yeah. Dieter says, yep, you just put 50 feet on top of one another. There you go. Sonic says a meter-long Sea King would be awesome, to be honest. Yeah. Deed says, laugh out loud, Sonic. Now John has to airbrush the Eggman logo on the side and put the mustache on the front. There you go. Dieter says, yep, that's correct. Yeah, I got it right. I remembered. Junior says, that's a big chopper. Almost the world's longest. Really, Mikey? Sigh. No challenge anymore. Unlike watching the cricket yesterday and they kept on about a batter hitting the helmet by a ball. There we go. I don't know because I don't watch cricket. Don't know what I was doing yesterday, to be honest. Ooh, I like this brush. It's handy.
Well, I need a bit more super glue there.
Tiff says, just the roads to the Chinook are 51 feet in length. Yeah. Dieter says it's in Hoogstraten. There is even a walking path where you come across panels that are located on the exact distance they will be from the sun on the assumed scale by the time you reach Pluto. Yeah. And you're about 5 miles from the starting point. Yeah.
Oh,
I think,
okay.
wasn't it something like 1/1,000,000th scale or something? It's some massive scale like that, wasn't it?
I can't remember a thing. Yeah, Dieter would know.
Yeah. Yeah. Because before, I think it was before Dieter joined the channel, because we haven't done quiz for a while.
No, we have not.
People were saying they were boring. We used to do one a month.
Oh, come on.
Jim says, to quote the villain Scorpio from the first Dirty Harry, said, "My, that's a big one." There you go. There you go. 1/100th of a millionth scale.
Wow.
Millionth scale. Blue Streak says, "Howdy all, and a great morning to you all." Hello, buddy.
Hoi hoi.
How are you doing? Deed says, "By approximative." Yep. Sonic says, "I thought Harry was meant to be the dirty one." Tiff says, "Hey, Blue Streak." There we go.
Okay.
Is it wrong to say I have green everywhere?
No.
Oh, I probably should have actually. Probably should wipe this worktop down before I start leaning on it. Now that we've got bloody plastic fibres everywhere. Otherwise, I'm going to end up rather itchy. Sonic says, or as Borat calls him, Dirty Harold. Dieter is close to where Neo is currently learning coding lessons. Did the course once and shot every panel. I met my daily steps quota in doubling. Is double doing it. Marty says, Hagrid, I've put a pickup of a lad Paddy in the Discord running because he wanted to help. Was awesome. There we go. Oh, my lad Paddy running in the Discord. Yes, I see what you mean, your dog. Yeah. Plastic Alchemist says, what do you guys think of the Airfix surprise announcement? I think it's pretty cool, to be fair. I want to do one. Blue Streak says, Mikey, what do you cut on since all your stickers are not cut up? I cut on the mat. They are cut up, it's just you can't see them very well. I just try to avoid cutting on the stickers as much as possible. What you can't see is that this is an A2 mat, so it's actually 22.5 inches wide, whereas that's only 15 inches from there to there. So you can actually only see like 2/3 of the mat. So I have quite a bit of space left. He, not help. Okay, so let's translate that again. I've put a pickup of my lad Paddy in the Discord running because he wanted to. He was awesome. There we go. Jim says, sorry, missed it. What was the Airfix surprise announcement? It was a 3D printable UFO. Deet says, I need a big map for my desk. I'm cutting on everything aside from the side of the mat. And Martin says, what's the Airfix surprise? So each year on April Fool's Day, Airfix release a surprise kit. It's a joke kit. Last year, it was a paper plane kit with instructions and everything. This year, it's the STL files for a 3D printable UFO. I think it's in 1/144 scale or something like that. I think it's actually pretty cool. I wouldn't mind doing one. It'd be funny. Dieter says, Jim, it were an STL files of a UFO. Yeah. Blue Streak says, just like my purple mats, 24x18. Yeah. Julie says, Nigel, at 32 scale, the road stamps of Chinook is 94.19 centimeters. Wow. 94.19 centimeters. That's big. Plastic Alchemist says, at the moment, mine is printing. Nice. Tiff says, would it be a UFO, though? Hey?
Wasting no time at all.
Yeah. Tiff says, would it be a UFO, though? Because we know what it is, so it's not unidentified. Well, technically, it's not flying either. So it'd be an O. Jim says, question, does the UFO come with a hillbilly that gets the anal probe? No, it comes with a cow. The Airfix April Fool announcement was also that the designer was an alien. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Martin says, oh, right, remember the paper plane? It didn't take very well to weathering. It went all soggy. Very good. Oh, I just realised. Pull it that way, I still got to clear up the rest of it. Stupid boy. That one. Sadly, it specifies that the cow isn't included. That's a shame. He says, Tiff, they named it United Fleet Overwatch or something like that. So not an issue.
Oh, okay.
Cows. Ooh. TVG says, and we met Merp, their new designer. Looked like Jim. Oh dear, poor Jim. Scott says, it'll fly if you throw it. Yeah, that's true. Sonic says, you have to pay for a cow. Behave, Tiff and Julian. Julie says, I laughed when I saw the Airfix email about the April Fool. Please note, cow not included. Is it a cow with its bum missing? Ooh. David says, afternoon all. Sorry I'm late to the party. Had a few jobs to do. No problems, mate. You can make it up by liking the stream. Oh, you're joking. Don't have to if you don't want to. Dita says, oh, for shame. Dishonor on your 3D printer. Dishonor on your ball tank. And dishonor on your cow. Oh, wait. No cow included.
No cow included.
Maybe they should have said no batteries included. Then it'd been like the film, but then they could have got done for copyright. Tish says, hello, David. David says, hi, Tiff. Sonic says, did Airfix actually do a UFO for people to buy, or is it enable full? No, they've actually done a free STL file of a UFO that people can download and print off.
Yeah. You go to their website, apparently. You can just download the code or whatever it is. I've not done it because I don't have one.
Yeah. Jim says, but if you know someone with a 3D printer, you could always download it and send it to them.
Yeah, but
Jim says, that makes 3 very handsome men in the world I know of. Me, Mr. Skiffins, and Merp. Is that the name?
Merp, yeah.
David says, done, Mikey. Thank you very much, David. Martin says, I'm sure I saw a UFO model at Scale Model World with a code and title was Take Me to Your Leader. That wouldn't surprise me. Julia says, at the end of the Airfix video, they said, okay, you can take the mask off now. And Murph replied, what mask? Sonic says, close encounters of the herd kind. Yeah. It does look pretty cool. Shame I don't have a printer. Yeah. Martin says, cow not effing code. Bloody autocorrect on my cami hand. Dieter says, merp, merp. Dieter also says, sounds like the car horn on that UFO. Skipping says, just popped in to say hi, dealing with special announcement on my own, and Jim look a lot more like Merp than I do. Happy birthday, Skippers.
Yeah.
Happy 60th birthday, mate.
Who?
I don't actually know how old he is. I'm just saying 60.
He's not
just to wind him up. How old is he? Jim says, Scotland, Sonic, hi all. And Sonic says, hey Jim. There we go. Tish says, Skiffers, have a great day. Do you know, I'm actually going to look on Facebook now to see how old he is. Oh, it wasn't too far off.
No?
No, he's 54.
Ah.
Although James says he's 21.
Well, he does look 21.
Well, yeah. Jim says, happy birthday, James. You look much younger than Mikey. It's not difficult. And James says, true, Jim. Cheeky sod. It wasn't a bad guess. I was like 6 years over. I have found it harder to judge age as I've got older.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
Yeah, I know people my age that look older than Kay. But Kay's older than me. fact, I know people that are younger than me that look older than Kay. She doesn't look her. She looks young for her age.
Mm-hmm. Oh, come on.
TVG says 54. Is that in Zeta 2 reticuli years? Reticuli years. Scotland says rather a coconut than a pineapple, Julian. Julian says it's the Spike Sonic. Martin says, Julian, yes, indoors I've tried turning it off, but it appears to be a default on my phone and resets if I shut down. Yeah. James says, there is an answer to the reason you find it hard to tell people's age, Mikey. Because I'm going daft. Spending too much time with John and Gary.
Yeah. Something like that.
I've got used to hanging around with middle-aged men closest to their pension than I am.
Closer to their pension. Oh, my God.
We are closer to your pension than I am. You've got a pension. You both have. Yeah. Exactly. Well, I'm never going to get a pension. They're raising it to 67 now. James says, use your glasses. I always use my glasses because I can barely see without them. Well, I can see, but kind of. I can get around without them on, but everything is very, very blurred. June says, laugh out loud, Sonic. And Martin says, is that meant to be seaweed? No. I'm just getting all the extra grass off here. Or as much of it as possible before I hoover it up. Because I have my little friend over here to do the hoovering for me.
Or a little desk.
Yeah.
Desk vacuum, whatever you want to call it.
My little UFO friend. Look.
Oh. Lovely. Okay.
James says, middle-aged? Jesus. For Gary, that was when I was a twinkle in my mother's eyes.
So there's a video on YouTube, comes out monthly, unless, generally monthly. It's Dash Cams Australia. Now, you've seen this sort of things where people just doing idiot things on roads and stuff like that. But the one they brought out today, being April Fool's, was basically things that people have sent in to them to say, look at this idiot, I can't believe it, when it's the driver that sent it in that's being the idiot and either, just being road hog or whatever. So I was getting angry watching it, just thinking, what the hell did you think was going to happen? People, it's just madness. But yeah, it was entertaining in some ways, just because it was just watching idiots being idiots.
Sounds thrilling.
Well,
Julian says, middle-aged only really counts when you're dead. Otherwise, when you do know, when do you know when the middle age is? The middle age is the halfway to your life expectancy, which in the UK for men is 83 years old. So middle age is technically 41 and a half years old. In the UK. There you go. Dieter says, Martin, that is Helmgrass. Tiff says, honestly, the audacity of some people. Some sod has tried to get into my home. Thankfully, I keep the door locked with a chain on, plus a door alarm. Yeah.
Oh.
Could it be someone that's possibly got the wrong door, thinking it was a shop or something? Yeah. Alex says, fits the theme, I guess. Yeah. Sure does. Right, muting again.
See how this goes. All right. The big test. So I'll try to string this up before I paint it. See how that goes. So I don't really know until I try it.
Well, that sounds true.
Yes. It's not rocket science, but, well, sort of is.
The problem with doing static grass is you get grass everywhere. Sonic says, geez, Mike, I really must be having a half-life crisis. Yeah. Tiff says, it's not the first time it's happened. Yeah. Julia said, Burger, that means I'm middle-aged. Mind you, at least at almost 55, it was on the cards. Well, yeah. Dieter says, in Belgium, the average male life expectancy is 96, so 3 more years and I hit that mark myself. There we go. Julian says, Sonic's midlife crisis or someone trying to get in your flat, Tiff. And Tiff's laughing. Saying both, Julian. He's quick on the old repartee, isn't he? Duke says, I'm obviously going to live until I'm 120 if I'm middle-aged.
Hmm.
George says, hi all. Hello, George.
Hello, George.
Joe says, my father lived to 65 and my mother to 90. I'm 63, hoping to get to 75. Wow.
Yeah.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah, just that's a thing. So just as my dad says, like his greatest aim in life is to live forever, and so far he's got 100% success rate.
Yeah. My dad's 60. He turned 60 the other week. Last week. And I lost 2 days, so I texted him 2 days later going, I don't know what's happened, but I kind of lost 2 days out of my memory. Not sure what's been going on, but yeah, happy birthday. Sorry it's 2 days late.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember Monday thinking I really need to text my dad tomorrow to wish him happy birthday. And then next thing I remember, it was Thursday. June says, repartee, I had one of the doughs, but the wheel fell off. The song says, you picked a fine time to leave me, loose wheel. Okay. And Sonic says, no singing, Mikey. I wasn't singing. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, boy. It's not a song I'm familiar with.
Oh, you knew it was a song.
Well, I imagine it was, from what Sonic said. It sounds like the sort of thing you and Gary would know. I'm going to have to do a bit of repainting on this submarine, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah. So where I've cleaned it off on the sides, it's rubbed a bit of paint away. Not to worry. Right.
There we go. I would have thought I would have broken a drill bit by now, but I have not. Mind you, it is what size? 1 mil, I think. Yep, 1 mil. Dum, dum, dum. Oh, is that the time already?
It is.
Mind you, I am getting stuff done, so that's alright.
Yeah. Martin says, "Oh bugger! The carpet monster appears to have claimed half the barrel lock off my panther." Oh, that's not good. Julie says, "Mum's parents were 1991. Dad's died at 89. However, Mum, Dad, and Dad's mum all died younger than they should, cancer and strokes. So life expectancy is probably only looking at the healthy." Well, no, it's the UK average. It's the national average, isn't it? It's not average in your family. It's the national average life expectancy that they work it off. Matthew says, "Afternoon all, internet decides to die for half an hour." Oh, that's not good. Sonic says, "I'm confused now, Julian. Why change the habit of a lifetime?"
Okay, take 2.
I think that's looking fairly neat now. Tiff says, "You always confuse Sonic." And Junior says, "Oh, and still haven't found that bleeding tank part. No doubt it'll show up when it's finished." Yeah. Junior says, "That's what I mean, though, Mike." Yeah. Sonic says, "Need to stop looking at you then, Tiff." Tiff says, "Why would looking at me confuse you?" Oh, you may have just put your foot in it there, Sonic. You don't say that to your missus. There you go. There you go. That's how much I've managed to hoover up, John.
Wow. Well, that's the next.
So I'll put that with the rest of the static grass. Safe. Oh no!
Oh no!
I put cloth on top of the corner of it. Right, let's wipe this down again. God, they're even on my bloody phone. I think I've done that just in time, actually. It's not bad. My little alien Hoover comes in very handy. There you go. Put that away. There you go. Right, so what have we got in the chat? Sonic says the same way you look at Willow, like, what the F are you doing? Matthew says, when I worked for Citizens Advice Bureau, I'm assuming, in Glasgow, they had a 3-mile rail map. Oh, no, that wouldn't be Citizens Advice, would it? I don't know. CAB. They had a 3-mile rail map. Shettleston and Scotstoun, life expectancy in Shettleston was 60. In Scroton was 67. Wow. 7-year age gap between 3 miles. That's insane. Paul says, what on earth are you doing, John? He's stitching.
Well, because I want to replicate a cricket ball.
It doesn't help that you're out of focus.
Well, let me try that. Yeah. So I'm doing a test to see if this stitching looks like stitching. So before I paint it and everything else, I'm just sort of seeing if it's feasible. And I haven't. Yeah, I haven't got enough down to.
It's just put pieces of string between them.
I don't want to.
Okay. I was just thinking because otherwise the internal frame's going to get in the way, isn't it?
No, it's not. There's a big gap in between.
All right. Okay. Cool. That makes sense. There we go.
Where's the end? There we are. That end.
He's got it all planned out, hasn't he?
Well, don't know. Like, this is what I had in mind, but I didn't know whether it would work or not until I tried it.
Are you just doing one piece and then unpicking it all so you can paint it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Martin says, life expectancy in Stoke-on-Trent is one of the lowest in England. Might have something to do with the mines, pottery and steel being the main industries. Yeah, probably.
Oh, that and the serial killer in the next town.
Yeah. Drew says, simulating threads on a cricket ball. Dieter says, yeah, it's going to be an armed cricket. Sonic says, I think my life expectancy just has now dramatically decreased. And Paul says, oh, of course, thanks, Julian. It just says, I've got a special plot all planned out for you, Sonic. Sonic says, uh-oh, P-word. Julian says, Sonic, you may need a stopwatch to measure it. Sonic says, how quick can you click the button on it, Julian? Julian says, laugh my ass off, it may need automation, Sonic. Sonic says, even Accurist wouldn't be fast enough. Here we go. So, yeah, I think it's just the grass dry now, so. If I switch over. There you go, John.
Oh, my God, you're nearly finished.
Like I said, I've got some painting to do and stuff like that, and touching up, and then I've got to do flagpole and things first. Yeah, I think that looks quite cool.
I think it looks very cool.
If I focus it and zoom in. So that's the angle it's supposed to be viewed at from the film. Obviously, that nail's going to be replaced with a post. Because, you know, it's a nail and I needed to have something metal in there. For doing the static grass. There you go. No, that's all right. There you go. Ish. So that's what it's supposed to be viewed from. There you go. It's a lot. It's actually quite fun doing static grass. It's just annoying that it gets everywhere. It's really easy to do as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get into it, try some. Probably, it's probably worth buying a static applicator because, as I've said before, I've only done a couple of dioramas, but if I had proper tools, I'd probably do a couple more.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not difficult to do. It's just messy.
Wow.
You fix it, spraying some PVA glue over it. Joe says, looks great, Mikey. Wow. Thank you, buddy. Joe says, got to go, Kara here, and lunchtime, separate times. Nice. Tiff says, that's amazing, Mikey. Thank you, Tiff. Joe says, see you, Julian. Joe says, agreed, Joe and Tiff looks fab, Mikey. Thank you, Julian. Sonic says, that looks cool, Mikey. Maybe build a shelf for it if that's angled at 45 degrees downwards instead of being flat. Yeah, I'm not too bothered, to be honest. It'll probably just go on a normal shelf. All right, just check. This is going to spray all right. Apparently not, because it's been in there for so long. Yeah, I haven't got time and space to be putting up other shelves. There you go. That should work. That explains why. Sonic says, like the way a laptop stand is angled. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I haven't really got time to be doing stuff like that. I think that's properly blocked.
Sorry, what's blocked?
The nozzle on my PVA spray.
Ah, yeah.
Ow. Shit. Yeah. Solid. Dieter says, back to work. Love the stream, folks. Talk to you soon. Okay, Dieter. Have fun, buddy.
Cheers. Oh. There we are.
David says, take care, Hagrid. So I wonder how many subscribers the channel will lose this stream. In the last few days, we lost 5, which is unusual. So who knows what's happening there. Right, that bit's fine. Let's have a look. What's this bit doing? I mean, it could be the solution's settled and gone too thick.
Wow. Who knows?
That's working now, anyway. Yeah.
Okay, so that works. So that to me is looking like a cricket ball. So we'll stop there.
Yeah.
So you get the idea. Compared to the picture there.
Yeah, that looks about right, doesn't it?
Well, close enough. So yeah, again, sorry about the glare, but yeah, yeah. So it does look. It looks like stitching because it bloody is. So yeah. So what I'll do off camera is like this is 1/4 of them complete, but I'll do the other 3/4 off screen and well, I don't know. So here's the thing: I could either paint this on screen next week, which is just painting everything red, and then having to leave it for another week, or I can paint it red off screen and
paint it and stitch it, I'd say.
Paint it and yeah, so just do it all. Yeah, so I'll prep it. I'll prep it during the week, but
yeah,
that'll look alright. I think. Yeah, it'll have the look that I'm going for.
Yeah. So I don't think we've got that many episodes left of this series, have we?
No, I don't think so. So there we go, and it's even neat on the other side because you know.
Yeah. Well done. It's looking cool. Yeah.
Hooray.
Well done, John. Pretty much all I've got to do now is clean it up and then make a hole for the golf course. And a flag. Which won't take long. Just do a bit more cleanup and stuff. Duke says, nice work, John.
Cheers. Appreciate it. Oh, I need to look for my guy. Just give me a sec. I'll just go to the cupboard and look for the guy that is going to make into a cricketer. We'll see if...
Duke says, lovely looking scene, Mikey. Thank you, buddy. It'll be all right once it's all finished.
Well, you know, what's quicker to undo the stitching than put it in?
Funny that, isn't it?
Yeah. Dum, 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 dum. Right.
Actually, that does look about the right height when I actually put the nail at the height I meant it to. Instead of sticking it all the way in. Like an Egypt.
Like an Egypt.
Yeah, there you go. That looks about the right height now.
Yeah, that's so good.
Just need to wait for the glue to set, and then I can hoover it properly. I need to paint the nail white and put a flag on it. And make a little hole. Duke says you could bowl a maiden over with that, John.
Oh, or at least a googly. Oh, I get it. Bowl a maiden over. I say, yeah, your one-liner, your quip was better than mine. Very good.
You could sand.
Back in a mo.
You could polish a sandpaper with that.
Yeah. All right, back in a sec.
Yeah. The golfer should wear a kilt. Why would the golfer wear a kilt? I'm not doing a golfer on it. 1/600 scale golfer, I would not be putting a kilt on it. It would be way too tiny. Oh, there you go. It was citizens' advice. I was right first time. There we go. My mouth's dry. Need a drink.
Interesting.
What's the matter, dude?
My little men's, the mini art mechanic set is not in the cupboard, so I'm just looking in the bottom drawer here. Where is it? In fact, nothing more to see on the bench. I'll swap the camera over, and you can see me pottering looking for these peeps.
Yeah.
Ow.
Sonic says golf was created by the Scots. Yeah, but it's a United States submarine going into Virginia. So why would there be people on a golf course in Virginia wearing a kilt? And again, 600 scale, you would not be able to put a kilt on it. It'd just be a blob. My mouth really is dry. Have I got a can of pop or something? Yes, I have. Yep. Bottle of water.
A water.
Bottle of water.
Where the hell are my little people?
He's in the chat, I think. Oh, that's nice. Apple and strawberry. Apple and raspberry. You can tell he's hunting for something. He's got his hands behind his back. Now he's searching his sandwiches. No, he couldn't find it in his sandwiches. What's he looking for right now? Now he's being Inspector Clouseau.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Couldn't find it in your sandwiches.
Bloody idea. Where are my little people?
Not to worry, we've only got like 5 minutes left anyway.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So, yeah.
But, yeah, so as I say, I'll choose a red colour. And I'll keep drilling using the templates I made up, which those ones reusable templates, if you like.
Yeah.
And should be able to get into final assembly next week. Oh, interesting.
So your clocks go forwards again soon, don't they? Or backwards even?
Yeah, they fall back on Sunday morning or overnight Saturday.
So
yeah.
Would does that mean next week the stream's going to be like 8 o'clock at night for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah. There's not many episodes left, and then Bron gets you back.
Yeah. Oh, crikey.
That's if she wants you back after having 4 nights a week off. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, she's, as I say, she's a bit under the weather at the moment. She's, really sounds like she's got tonsillitis or something, but I don't know. It's just probably just a cold. I don't know, but she hasn't picked it up from anyone here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird.
Because me and modders have already decided what genre we're going to do for the next series.
Did I put them in a... If I put them in a kit, which one would it be in?
We've both gone to sleep now. So
Have a look.
Sonic says John still can't find those marbles of his. Tiff says maybe you can lend him the ones in your kitchen, Sonic. I'm wondering if you got some little elves or something that live in your garage, gremlins or something, because you keep having things going missing out of there.
No, I just don't pay enough attention to where I put things. That's what it comes down to.
Maybe you should have a notebook and write them down where you put them.
Oh, I should do something. But no, I'm just thinking, well, maybe they're in one of these Tamiya little sort of crew set boxes or something or other. Well, not in that one.
Oh.
Let's try this one.
Didn't you have a butty box or something full of little German figures, spare German figures?
Yeah, but they're just the German figures. Where the hell did I put that?
You might put them in there with them.
What the hell? I don't know.
You need to organise your life, John.
Crikey, blimey. That's so weird. I had my little German guys. Yeah, I don't know. I'll look for it off camera because, time's up.
Yeah.
But there we go. I did progress. I drilled lots of holes, did some threading, and then took it all apart again.
Yeah, and I've done lots of
bloody
stuff.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, it's not all exciting, is it?
No. Sonic says, nah, he'd only lose them. And he says, German figure, 9. Duke says, you won't sleep tonight until you find them, John.
Oh, you're not bloody wrong. I will look for them.
Yeah.
It'll
Right.
be fine.
We are back on Thursday with the Krankenpanzer.
Krankenpanzer fucking. Yeah. Yeah. Should be right. Should be more interesting than this last 2 hours.
Paul said, John, once you've painted your cricket ball, do you plan to use a sneaky bit of sandpaper to rough it up?
That's what Australians do, yes.
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 Yeah. Yeah, so we're back on Thursday with the Krankenpanzer with Gary. Hopefully he'll have caught up by then. He's got a lot of work to do tomorrow. Who have you found him?
No.
No.
Hell no.
That'd just be too convenient.
I don't understand. What the hell? What the hell?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Thursday, 11 o'clock UK time for the Krankenpanzer. What time is it over there for you, John?
It'll be 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
10 p.m. Sydney time. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm
looking forward to going on with that because that's a lovely build. I'm really enjoying that.
Well, I've done most of the inside now. I've just got to do the rack for the second stretcher. Yeah. And then Friday we're back for the same times for the Model T.
Yeah. God, I've got some shit going on, haven't I?
Paul's actually giving you a compliment.
I know. He's obviously overtired.
Random. But yeah. So yeah. We'll see you Thursday at 11 a.m. Have fun, guys. Bye.